Today I'm comparing the brand new Brooks Glycerin GTS 23 against the Glycerin GTS 22. Now they look very similar on paper, but there's actually some significant changes to these shoes, both in the midsole and on top of the shoe. I'll break these down in simple terms so you know if it's worthwhile upgrading to the 23 or if you should catch the GTS 22 on sale while it's still in stock. And I've got links to both shoes in the description below. Now first of all, if you look at the midsole on the GTS 23, it's got the same DNA tuned nitrogen infused midsole, but it feels completely different underfoot. There's a few reasons for this. If we look at the stack in the GTS 22, it had a 39-29 stack, so 10mm difference from the back to the front of the shoe. So like a lot of the Glycerin and Adrenaline series, quite a high drop, where we now have an 8mm drop in the GTS 23. So it's a 39-31 stack to give you that lower drop, and it also moves in line with what we're seeing in the Glycerin 23 and in the Adrenaline series, where Brooks are reducing the drop in all of their lines. But let me know what you think about that in the comment section below. Now the weights are also different on this. So we have an increase in weight in the GTS 23. In my size 12 US it comes in at 369 grams, whereas the GTS 22 comes in at 352 grams in the same size. So we had a lighter shoe in the older model. Now as we talked about with the DNA tuned midsole, in the GTS 23 it's a lot bouncier and springier, similar to the change and blend that we saw in the Glycerin 23. So as a result that influences the level of stability in the shoe, whether you're walking or running in it. On top of the shoe we've got a brand new engineered mesh upper. It's got a relatively low profile in terms of height. It feels a little bit more snug in the toe box, but not too tight overall. So those of you who are on the line of having a normal fit versus a wide fit, you might need to go for the slightly wider version in the GTS 23. Unfortunately, Brooks normally always have a narrow, normal and a wide fit in all of these models. And when it comes to the stability in the shoe, we have the classic guide rail system, which helps to keep your foot centered in the shoe as you move, and we've got this stripy go-to support system on the inside of the shoe, similar to what we see in the Glycerin 22. However, it feels slightly different, and that's partly got to do with the bouncier, springier cushioning. So that arch support doesn't feel as prominent, doesn't feel like it's pushing you out as much as what we felt in the GTS 22. The GTS 22, it was a little bit flat, a little bit boring of a shoe. It was a max stability shoe. It really did what it says on the tin in terms of providing that medial arch support, pushing you outward, but it was quite flat overall when you tried to pick up the pace. It is different in the GTS 23 despite being a heavier shoe. Now they've also got rid of the lateral support on the midfoot of the GTS 23, similar to what they've done in the Glycerin. So you get a more of a streamlined look, so it doesn't give you that supination support or supination control in the midfoot that we saw in the 22. On top of the shoe, they haven't changed the tongue, which was a bit of a bugbear for a lot of people. It's really padded, helps with the lockdown, but it's probably a little bit excessive. We've got loads of padding around the heel counter and that nice external pull-on tab. So we still have this really premium feel in the GTS 23. It's an excellent option for walking and standing, and it's going to appeal to a broader mass for standing all day due to the lower drop in the shoe, that's for sure. It's an excellent option for going for longer walks, giving you that all-day comfort. When it comes to running, it does feel different than what we saw in the GTS 22. So if you want a max stability shoe, this is not it anymore, I don't feel. It's more of a moderate stability shoe. It gives you direct arch support, helps tilt your foot outward, and because of the increased weight, it's definitely not a shoe that you can use for up-tempo workouts or faster workouts. A great shoe for easy runs, recovery runs, or for those longer distance runs, for those of you who need mild to moderate support underneath the arch of their foot or on the inside of their foot. But let me know your thoughts on the changes in the comment section below. There's links to the shoes on Amazon if you want to check out the latest deals on the GTS 22. And otherwise, thank you very much for watching.